Aloha. I want to share a observation of a mainstream algorithm that's out there right now. These TV shows, it's been out there. You can see how the old TV shows, Johnny Carson and David Letterman, they appeal to the older crowd, the older generation. They create mentalities, they create vibrations for people to be listening to, a part of, and share this information with their friends, and to share that information with their children, pass this information down the line. Basically, it's just programming, conditioning of a slave mentality that's backed up by people like Neil Tyson Degrasse for the university system. So these are all to back up the the lies that are like triple layer deep in how they're controlling your subconscious. Just like commercials are set up to trigger your stomach and your sexual appetites, and they lock it all in with comedy or celebration, laughter. That's how they sell you cars, and they sell you insurance, and sell you prescription drugs you don't need. And the Daily Show, or not the Daily, yeah, with Daily Show, all these shows, the Late Show, that's what this show is. I couldn't remember what it was. Stuff like the Late Show, John Oliver, um, Bill Maher is a definite programmer. He's a deeper programmer. Basically, he's more focused on selling war and the ha 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 mentality that's basically just white privilege for your kids. I mean, it goes through you without you knowing it. You actually have to adjust to it, and all these people in the politics and all this stuff, they watch this stuff to amp up their own, like, build their own egos in in like defense of their workplace environment. That's what these shows are. These TV shows are built up to make you feel comfortable with how fucked up everything is, because people like this can make light of it and laugh about it, and just go on with their happy-go-lucky lives. But they're actually a deeper part. They're one of the deepest algorithm creators, whether they know it or not. So you got like two. So just like the commercials are set up to, first they gotta sell you something like emotional, then they gotta sell you some food, then they're gonna sell you something funny. See, that's all like getting your triggers in your subconscious, and you're not really paying attention to this in your conscious mind, because nobody really likes commercials. Um, which is why you can notice the difference between Super Bowl commercials and regular commercials, in a sense, is because the programming is a bit different. They want to amp it up a little bit, and they want to get extra funny, they want to get extra sexy, they want to get extra whatever they need to do to sell whatever it is they gotta sell. Um, and This is just one example, one good example that I was looking at, that just came out, where they got Seth MacFarlane with Family Guy. So he's got a big crowd of people who are gonna watch this show just for him. So he's gonna plant it in deep. He's gonna plant that algorithm deep with the comedy, and they're just gonna patter each other back and forth. When really Tyson DeGrasse right here in the middle. So you got two happy guys, two comedy guys. This guy tries to act funny, but he's not funny at all. Um, but that's how he tries to like bring in his storyline. So yeah, they have intelligent information in regards to some things, which makes it true for you. So that's how they're creating your truth. Um, but on the deeper layers of understanding the stories that are existing well before any of these TV shows, and Greek and Roman to Britain and American stories that are existing today as our reality, all this stuff is on top of that garbage. So you have to go further than Britain. You got to go further than Rome, further than Greece, into Egypt and understanding what the stars were, and into Teotihuacan, into all the ancient structures that are here, that these people, his scientists and everybody, they have no idea what this stuff is, because it deals directly with the founders of the ancient arts, the founders of the ancient sciences, the founders of alchemy, and where alchemy comes from. This is where all of these layers of people who keep getting caught up in the believing of the political scene, and these people like Donald Trump, as far as like how he can be considered at all a leader or a president or anything, like they're doing damage control. And these people on these television shows are here to lighten it up. At the same time, the deeper reason why they're there is to program you, to get some subconscious programming. And so I'll just let it play. You can see how the pattern goes back and forth, and how the math is designed here.
So you're a science fan too, right?
Yes, very. You don't know that? Just look at his character, Stewie. Stewie invented.
You can see it right now. Start out, boom, science. Yeah, bring it in. We'll start off with bringing him, put him up to bat, then let him take over. Like, so he's not, when they start off like that, they started with him, and he comes over like this. I'm not saying they planned all this. I'm not saying all this. But what's happening here is, this is why the way it's like this, because they know the personalities. They know how these personalities are going to interact when they sit him here and they sit him here and they have him here. So he knows this. His writers knows this. His producers know this. So they set up these questions as like a loop. Like, boom. That's how it's locked in right there. Like, you get his energy, but you lock it in with him, with the storyline that he's bringing in.
Time machines, weather machines. Duh.
Okay,
That's what I first figured out.
Let's talk about the subject that's got a lot
We're
of people,
friends.
Let's talk about a subject that's got a lot of people excited right now. There is a star out there, KIC 8462852. A lot of 852 fans out there tonight. Explain to people what the Kepler telescope is.
It's a telescope conceived and designed and launched with one purpose in mind: to find Earth-like planets orbiting sun-like stars.
Okay, and they do it.
And they found there's a catalog of nearly 2,000 of them now.
And they
See, they want to focus on that because they want to keep the storyline on the outside of Earth. They want to keep the storyline in the stars somewhere else, because the people who are paying these people's bills, their checks are coming from people who have destroyed this whole planet, all the indigenous people on this planet, and they're trying to hide the fact. They're getting ready to talk about Carl Sagan and everything, but they're getting ready to hide. They're trying to, Carl Sagan is another version of Neil Tyson Degrasse. Just like these, they layer information, observable information in with subconscious conditioning information, and then you walk away programmed, and your conscious mind is thinking, oh yeah, I got some really good information from this really smart person, and have a conversation with your subconscious and see what you just listened to.
Because they're looking for a transit, a planet going between us and the star that dims.
The stars are so bright you're not going to be able to see a planet reflecting its light next to it. It's like looking at a firefly next to a Hollywood, what do you call it?
Next to Seth MacFarlane.
So you view it indirectly. So you watch the planet move in front of the star and watch the light of the star dip in its intensity.
But this cam is different.
It's got stuff we don't know what it is.
It's dimming by 22%, not like 1%. It's a big dip, and
See, they're playing like Colbert plays like the person in your brain asking Neil Tyson Degrasse questions. So the way his questions are designed, the way he's interacting, because he doesn't interact with everybody the same way. But when you have people on here like Neil Tyson Degrasse and whoever else that kind of merges the field between Hollywood and science and whatever, then there's something deeper there, and it makes sense to really go into how everything is designed on here. Even his tie.
Happens frequently.
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
Right. And one thing that's been thrown out there. Have you heard about this, Seth?
Yeah.
Tell the people what they think it might
it's
be.
the Borg.
They think it might be an alien. They're saying alien megastructure is one unlikely but possible answer.
Excuse me?
Yeah?
Excuse me? Yeah, I'm the guy who talks about this stuff.
The promising young man in the front row.
Just because you don't understand what you're looking at does not mean it's aliens.
Right, it could be God. It could be God.
I read
See,
this on
subconscious.
BuzzFeed.
You say, yeah, it doesn't could be, and doesn't mean it's aliens, and then in the background, could be God. It's just like all these like confusing algorithms that are there. It's like an algorithm within an algorithm. You can hear things without even seeing that they're existing. If you just listen to the background music, even the laughter, all this stuff is going directly into your brain.
I'll tell you what it is, my friend. This is what it is, okay? It's the ring world, okay? That is from the classic 1970 Larry Niven novel. It's a ring world. It's a ring of material, 93 million miles in its radius with shadow squares to create day and night checks on the outside of it. You live on the inside. It spins at 770 miles per second. It gives one gravity outward. The atmosphere's on the inside. We found the ring world.
Or we just don't know what it is.
It's the ring world. I have a picture.
Drinking, emotion.